But needless to say, if you love the outdoors, you're gonna love Longmont. If you're thinking about moving out here to Colorado, specifically in the Boulder, Denver areas, then we have to talk about Longmont, Colorado. It's a beautiful town located just north of Denver and captures the truly mesmerizing essence of the Front Range. But without hyping it up too much, let's get real. Let's honestly look at some of the pros and cons here so that you can determine whether Longmont, Colorado is the place to call home. This is Life on the Front Range. Let's get started. Hey, hope you're doing well. My name is Ethan, and as a realtor, I speak with individuals every day who are planning on making a move either in or out of the Denver, Boulder, Colorado areas. Now, if this sounds like you from now until forever, my information is pinned below. Reach out and schedule a time to chat, and let's go over where you are in this process and how I can best help you moving forward. But for now, let's get back into the video. So the first pro of Longmont, Colorado is going to be its natural beauty, as well as the endless list of outdoor activities you can do here. Longmont, Colorado sits right on the Front Range, has fantastic views of the Flatirons and Boulder, Colorado to the south, as well as incredible views of Long's Peak to the west. For context, Longmont's elevation is 4,984 feet, and Long's Peak is 14,255 feet, just shy of 10,000 feet higher, and you get to see that beautiful mountain every day. But in addition to the absolutely gorgeous everyday backdrop that you get in Longmont, you have, as I mentioned before, the plethora of outdoor activities available to you. Longmont, Colorado is very similar to Boulder. Its culture is that of outdoor life. Hiking, biking, tubing, skydiving, sailing, paddleboarding, snowshoeing, cross-country skiing. The list goes on. I cover more of Longmont, Colorado's outdoor lifestyle in this video, so be sure to check that out next. But needless to say, if you love the outdoors, you're gonna love Longmont. Now, the second pro of living in Longmont is the cost of living. Now, this requires some clarification, but at the time of making this video, the median home price in Longmont sits at around $567,000, whereas compared to Boulder County as a whole, of which Longmont is a part, the median home price there sits at around $765,000. So therefore, Longmont is 25% cheaper than the rest of the county. And don't even get me started on comparing Longmont's price to the city of Boulder. I do that in this video. But ultimately, living in Longmont, you're getting the beauty of Boulder County at a discount. Now, I understand for some, even $567,000 is high. Now, I have to admit, Colorado does lean on the more expensive side if we're looking at the median home price nationally, but I just want to reassure you there are more affordable options here as well. $567,000 is just the median. So if those prices scare you, they shouldn't. And the third pro of living in Longmont, Colorado is the close-knit community. There is a common culture here that can be shared by all who want in. Frequently, there are events, local activities, and festivals that bring the people of Longmont together. If it isn't the Longmont Farmers Market during the summer, volunteer opportunities throughout the city, your local neighborhood events, school events, endless meetup groups of all kinds, or even the Boulder County Fair, there's never a quiet moment in the city. Reflecting back on the numerous outdoor activities in number one, there really is a huge opportunity here to join with other residents in Longmont for whatever hobby, activity, or event. So if getting out with the neighborhoods is your thing, you'll find it here in Longmont. You absolutely have an opportunity here to participate in and be an active member of the community. And who doesn't love that? So now that we've covered the pros, now let's look at the cons of Longmont. So the first con I'd say is Longmont's proximity to Denver. If your work takes you into Denver, the commute from Longmont, it's a bit of a drive. It's quite close to I-25, which would be your main access point down into the city, but I'm not gonna lie, traffic on 25 is horrendous, especially if your work's gonna take you into the southern half of Denver. It's gonna be a long commute. Right now from Longmont, with no traffic and hitting every green light, it'd be about 45 minutes into the city, but I'd plan for way longer. Depending on the time of day, and God forbid any accidents, you could be spending a lot more time at the steering wheel. Longmont is a fantastic location, but if you're looking for a suburb with an easy commute into the city of Denver, it's probably a better option to look at the closer suburbs. So the second con of Longmont, which may be a pro for some, is that the city is not necessarily hailed a champion of the nightlife scene. I'd say for most people, if you're looking for a fun night out full of activities, it's probably better to head into Boulder, but especially Denver. These two are a lot more active compared to Longmont. Really, Longmont pales in comparison. Now, I will be honest, there is a nightlife scene in Longmont. Have to say that before any residents get upset, but I'd argue it's a bit more casual. Everyone's curfew is probably a little earlier, and it's a lot less noisy, especially compared to Boulder and Denver. Now, as I mentioned before, for some that may be a pro. Perhaps that city life atmosphere is in your past. And so Longmont's a bit more laid back and could be the type of atmosphere you're looking for. But if you're looking for a nightlife scene, I'd recommend Boulder or Denver. And the final con of living in Longmont, I'd say, would be the availability of shopping. Now, in a similar light to the previous con, Longmont does have shopping centers, but if you go and explore the shopping scenes in Boulder, Flatiron Crossings down in Broomfield, or even the Cherry Creek Shopping Center in Denver, Longmont is not in the same league. Now, it's not that Longmont doesn't have the resources you'll need, it's just that if you're looking for serious shopping, there's better options out there. Now, I will say the con about this is the location of the shopping centers relative to Longmont. I will be honest, the aforementioned shopping centers are all within about a 30-minute commute, except for Cherry Creek down in Denver. But nothing's really in the immediate vicinity, like a quick drive out of the house. But I will say, it's not that Longmont wasn't intended to be a shopping hub, but that if you're looking to do some legitimate day-long shopping, or if you have specific things that you need to buy, then I'd recommend going and visiting these other spots. So there we have it. Just a few pros and cons of Longmont to help you determine whether or not it's the place to call home. Now, if you're thinking about making a move here or out to Colorado in general, as I mentioned before, my information is pinned below. Schedule a time to chat with me, even if you just have some questions, and let's see where you are in the process and how I can best help you. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and leave a comment below if there's anything about this that you agreed with or disagreed with. I'd love to hear your feedback. This is Life on the Front Range. I'll see you in the next video.